SCP-2761, AKA Bananazilla. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2761 is currently stored in a lead-lined Class B semi-aquatic containment unit in Site-71. Clearance for SCP-2761 research is available to Level 2 personnel and higher. Research of SCP-2761 genetics is limited to Level 3 personnel and above. Though carnivorous, SCP-2761 must be supplied a steady diet of fruit to minimize the kerosene and gen output in its waste. As such, Site-71 personnel assigned to SCP-2761 must set aside time to restock food supplies every week. Description: SCP-2761 is a genetic hybrid species that has undergone multiple physical mutations since containment in 2005. Initially possessed amphibious and piscine and traits similar to the species found within the Florida Everglades, where it was originally discovered, but has since developed more reptilian features. As of May 13th, 2016, SCP-2761 measures 12 meters in length and resembles a large hunchback bipedal alligator with a mouth similar to that of a Carcharodontus lauluacus, or bull shark. SCP-2761 possesses a notably yellow skin coloration, a petaled flexible frill that can conceal and protect its space, and constantly exudes a scent, and being described as smelling like overripe bananas. Additionally, SCP-2761 possesses biohazardous blood. At least 32 known genetic carcinogens and dozens of known hazardous bacteria strains, including Clostridium intestinale, E. coli, and Streptococcus, are present. It appears that its gut flora also constantly produces even more than the former. However, instead of causing SCP-2761 harm, it appears these compounds and bacteria are beneficial for it, inciting even further mutations over time. Strangely, despite all the mutations SCP-2761 has undergone, it has never shown signs of any cancers or tumors. SCP-2761 cells each possess an extremely large nucleus, with the genomes containing hundreds of spliced genes from other various species. Apart from its primary genome, the nuclei also contain at least 68 other unaltered sets of DNA from various species. These unaltered genomes have never shown signs of major mutation, despite SCP-2761's blood being full of mutagens. Instead of breaking down and causing major long-term health problems, SCP-2761's genome will rapidly rearrange and replace lost segments of with DNA from the unaltered genomes, inciting SCP-2761's gradual changes in physical appearance. It is possible that SCP-2761 can somehow absorb and express these genomes through the organisms it eats. Addendum 2761-1. Investigation into SCP-2761 when uncovered information pertaining to a company known as Aquagene, a pet storefront that sells heavily genetically modified aquarium fish. Their selection is primarily made up of fish that exhibit color patterns not seen in their natural species, such as as bioluminescence and exotic color themes. SCP-2761 was apparently part of a set of prototypes for the next installment, sentient fruit fish. Below is an interview of Dr. Pearl Watkins and Dr. Marcus Nakamura, two employees in genetic sciences at Aqua Gene. Interview Dr. Pearl Watkins and Dr. Marcus Nakamura. Interviewer, researcher Matthew Liu. Forward, the purpose of this interview was to obtain info on SCP-2761 and possible motive behind its creation. Dr. Watkins and Dr. Nakamura were brought to an office near Site 71 for questioning. Under the guise of an EPA questioning. Dr. Watkins, Dr. Nakamura. Hello, sir. Sir. My name is Matthew Liu. I'm an agent of the EPA. I assume you know why you're both here? Looks down on the floor. Yes, sir. Looks down on the floor. Look to the left corner of the room. Yes, sir. We've been looking into your sales records for a while now. There's been some questionable products you have on the market. Would you like to fill me in on your thoughts about this? They aren't a hazard. Excuse me? Under breath, Pearl. We were careful to make sure all fish were sterile before putting them out in the market. We know the risks of crossbreeding with wildlife. If you're thinking that any of our fish could reproduce with wildlife, then Dr. Watkins. We're not interested in Aqua Gene's overall business operations. We're only interested in one particular specimen. Surprised. I'm sorry, what? So you were not in any legal trouble for selling our fish? At the moment, no. Though that may change depending on if you can help us or not. Alright. What particular product are you talking about exactly then? In August last year, it appears that you were starting up a new line of modified fish that would be released during the holidays. Looks up and appears excited. Oh, the sentient fish? Rolls eyes annoyed. Marcus? Would you care to explain more about these? Of course, sir. See, our idea was to make tropical themed fish set, sort of Hawaii in December, if you will. And we wanted to introduce these fish as sort of living air freshener. Marcus, we were going to go for the classic examples. Our plan was for the selection to include apple goldfish, strawberry tetras, orange clownfish, raspberry and blueberry betas. Marcus, pineapple puffers and banana pipefish. Slaps forehead and with right hand angrily. Oh my God, Marcus, will you please shut up about your sentient fish? I know. They were your personal project proposal, and we agreed to go through with them. But Jesus, can you please not advertise this to this man about? Did you say banana pipefish? Yes, he did. I'm sorry, Mr. Luke. I can explain. What is about this fish you want to know? It is possible that one of these specimens has escaped from your company's aquarium sometime in September of last year. I'm sorry? On March 3rd, a research group of ours managed to catch researcher Liu produced a picture of SCP-2761 in its initially discovered form, which resembles a yellow a 2-meter alligator gar with early signs of lake development. This organism. Can you identify it? What the hell is... Holy shit. Is it possible that this fish could have originally been one you engineered? Stammers, it appears that its genome is very unstable and is somehow able to express the genes of other animals it eats. Is it possible that something could have gone wrong with the gene splicing in its early stages? I mean, it looks like it possibly be. It's definitely yellow. So, but that looks nothing like a pipefish. And ours were about 20 centimeters long. Oh shit, Dr. Watkins, Pro, what's wrong? Sorry about bitch. I should have known he'd do something like that. Dr. Watkins, please explain what is going on. Higgins. I caught Higgins pulling some shit during the first few weeks of initial gene splicing. Pearl, I thought you had Higgins fired after the stunt he pulled with peanut jellyfish. You let him work on my team? He's one of our lead geneticists, Marcus. It's not like I could just get rid of him. Do you understand how difficult it is to splice more than a third of the genes from a goddamn fruit to a fish and still make it act like a fish? Dr. Watkins, Dr. Nakamura, if you please. I apologize, Mr. Liu. You see, our Cinti Fish project, it encountered quite a few bumps in the R&D. That is a gross understatement. There are 50 chromosomes in the pineapple to work with, and the puffer species we were working with only had. So it seems that without my knowledge, Pearl who decided to temporarily hire Dr. Gregory Higgins to my research team. He has since been terminated from Aquagene for unprofessionalism. You see, Mr. Liu, Greg was a bit of a wild card in our department. He was smart, brilliant, and but he liked to do his own side projects. Even sometimes made unauthorized modifications to our fish because he thought he could improve their marketability. I see. Were there any incidents leading up to our capture of this specimen? Sighs and rubs temples. Unfortunately, yes. In about the fifth week of development, I caught Higgins is tampering with a batch of the baby banana pipefish. He was making them more carnivorous, more yellow. He said thought it'd be expletive hilarious if we sneak buying banana into the local grocery stores. Obviously, it was a gross breach of conduct, and not even within our main market of interest. So I confiscated them. However, Rayla wouldn't be in for proper disposal till next morning. So I left them locked in my office with a note on the door. If you able to retrieve them, then how did when I came even to work the next day, the fish were gone. I asked Rayla if he had gotten rid of them. He said he hadn't even gone around to pick up stuff yet. So I went to Higgins. He said he disposed of them himself. He even walked me to the takeaway unit to prove who those things were there. Pearl, are you saying that he made Mr. Liu? Is there anything else unusual you found in the fish's biology, apart from the fact that its genome is highly susceptible to change, particularly diet? Yes, actually, we've taken waste samples from the organism. It appears it contains a multitude of gut flora usually found in people, along with various carcinogens. Silent. Oh my god. You've got to be shitting me. So, Higgins must have made more of these things after he took them back, put the originals in the disposal unit, and then flushed the rest of them down the goddamn toilet. End log 1350.